Okay, please pardon my inability to do um, accents and such well tonight, but we're doing the story quest Best of the Best, given to us by Maxima. We are in the Alamegan Quarter, at the bottom of the stairs that lead up to. I think I said this last time. I'm not entirely sure where they lead to, but here we go. The other members of the Isilbard contingent are gathered in the royal palace. I shall inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you are ready. And he walks up the stairs. I think I'm ready. What level's red mage right now? 82. Okay, so I'll stay on dragoon for now. Okay, so we'll talk to the guard at the bottom of the stairs. Ah, the remaining members of the Scions, your friends and most of the Isilbard contingent await you within. Would you like me to see you through? Yes. We have a cutscene where we are entering through very tall double doors.
By the 12.
And I will remove my headshot for maximum full motion video enjoyment. Cutscene, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of people here. Like, the room isn't full by any fucking means, but a lot of people here.
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose. We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Isilbard contingent.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades, yourselves included.
Lucia?
Lucia!
Lucia. I was wrong on both counts. Wow.
I have come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end. We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that, if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone! If I may have your attention.
A veritable who's who of past allies, and possibly a lot of allies we have not actually met yet. But Lucia seems to be leading it.
Might I ask you to speak first?
Who did she turn to? Kane Senna? I just see, like, white gray robes, like the bottom of a very plain staff. Pretty plain, like, white gray boots. Oh, it's the brother
If I must.
Arun Senna, who is, I think, the young brother of Kane Senna, and who accompanied me on my, I think it was from level 30 onwards. It was mostly like my white mage job quests, along with, God, what was the younger sister's name? Anyway. His red hair is kind of in a bowl cut that covers his eyes for some fucking reason.
I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation, here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer. We shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald. To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort.
He's also flanked by spearmen and bowmen that are, you know, that's what Gridania has. They have the lancer, the archer, eventually becoming dragoon and bard. A weird choice making archers into bards, but whatever, it's fine. It doesn't, in my opinion, playing Final Fantasy XI first, it does not hold to the bard idea, but it's fine. They also didn't hold to, like, pet jobs being cooler.
Of course, with an experienced white mage such as yourself accompanying us as well.
There you go.
Those requiring more involved treatment will be in safe hands. Raya O sends her regards, by the way.
So Raya Osena would be the one who was, I think, most of the time our point woman, point gal? I don't remember how old she is. It doesn't matter. So we'll say point woman for the level 30 plus white mage quests. And Arun Senna was kind of reluctant, if I remember correctly. But because I have become a level 30 plus white mage, at this point I think level 85, but I don't think he knows that or cares, but he has mentioned in this cutscene, like the cutscene has varied because of my involvement with the white mage storyline. He gets a little bit of a smile.
Suppose I'd better say my piece.
Sicard, I feel like I should recognize him more than I do. Kind of a light blue haired, tousled kind of, probably a pirate of some kind, but I can't.
Wait, I know you.
Graha knows him.
The name's Sicard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten.
Was he on a ship that we were like, hey, you guys are doing the wrong thing, and then like their captain came out of the quarters and was like, hey, you guys are doing the wrong thing in my illness or whatever?
Any road, the Admiral asked Captain Hillfear to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me.
I think that is correct. Captain Hillfear, yeah, it sounds familiar. The Rogadin
Of course,
captain.
if I'd refused, I'd be the laughing stock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship. So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but a promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do.
I think that was the quest that involved the cutscene of what's her name? Blofuswin. She came onto the ship. There was like basically an assassination attempt, it kind of seemed like, and she dodged it barely, and then the captain, who was theoretically sick below decks, came out and was like, you guys are not doing what I ordered you to do. Anyway.
Since we all know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy.
To his sides, to his right is a Lalafell with a great axe and spectacles. Female, I believe. And then to his left is a Rogadin male, also with a great axe, and I guess they're both smiths, I guess?
Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
The camera is pointing from the right of this Sicard man's face past him, like getting the full his entire face, like don't doubt that, but Lys is to his left with 5 Lalafells, one of which is Pippin, There's a black mage, Lalafell, which, you know, black robe, black hood. Two other, what I might guess were red mage Lalafells, and then a green bandana wearing Lalafell who I could not even come close to guessing. But even the red-hooded Lalafells have black robes. Like, if you marked a line an inch above the nipple, then from that line down is all black, and from that line up is all red. So red hood, red kind of mantle above that, above nipple line. Oh shit, what did I just do? I just clicked out, sorry.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. But then again, so are we.
Says Lise.
The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest.
Also, the black mage Lalafell has only one eye showing. Has like, there's a crisscrossing bandage that covers his right eye, like a white bandage.
If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow.
3 of the Lalafell stepped forward on her left side, the 2 red-hooded with black robes, and then the one with the green bandana, and that you can see more of that Lalafell's body now, and I would assume rogue at this point. Rogue, wait, no, is rogue in this game? No, it's not. So ninja or thief.
That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
Marshal Pippin Tarapin, stepped forward with the black-robed Lalafell to his right. They all salute or do a posture of some kind.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
I don't understand why she only has a contingent of Lalafell. Is that something that I just kind of missed in a previous expansion? But whatever.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya? The avatar of destruction?
Of destruction. Y'shtola gives a weird facial expression. Thancred fans himself.
With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us.
And Urian J had put up a fan, like an actual, like a Chinese kind of style fan that you can just, like a hand fan, in front of his face to maybe hide facial expression at that comment from Lise about Y'shtola.
And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
Lucia takes some steps toward them and then turns.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies.
Turn to us specifically to say that.
The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead.
Alright, so we join, just my notes here, we join Lucia in entering a large hall where a meeting of a lot of our allies takes place. Many in capitalization. Recognizable faces.
Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilzabard contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require.
Why? Have I really been mispronouncing that this entire time? I mean, if you look at it, it really is Ilzabard. Have I been pronouncing it Isilbard every time? Oh my god, really? Like, have I? Oh my god, have I? Wait, have I? Have I? Oh god. Okay, moving on. No use in
The
dwelling.
4 high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission. Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa.
I think I recognize the guy on the left is the one that has mostly been seen with... what's he call himself now? It's Gaius, but I can't remember what he calls him. So the guy on the left is mostly seen with Gaius, I think. The guy in the middle I don't super recognize. The guy on the right I do recognize, but I don't remember from where. So they all bow or salute.
There is another awaiting introduction.
Oh, is that
Lord Amonelane!
yeah, the younger brother of Horsha? No, wait, no, not Horshaphone. He was not.
Ah, yes. Emmanuel de Forton, at your service.
I'm not sure we've ever heard his voice, have we? But he's the younger brother of the House Forton.
Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that.
I honestly can't remember his older brother's name. The same as I couldn't remember this dude's name.
But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
Oh, why would you dance at this meeting, dude? Why? What purpose could that possibly serve? My options are, may your graceful prancing lead the way to victory. Or, I dare say your fancy footwork may be all that stands between us and certain doom. Both of those options are not at all what I would say. Or even what I think my character would say. This isn't D&D apparently, I don't get that choice. Although even D&D video games don't really give you every choice that you might think of as a person, but whatever. May your graceful prancing lead the way to victory. You take a menacing, like, yeah, you really mean it.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honoroa with my tales of daring-do.
I don't like this. I don't like it
I
at all.
believe that concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea. Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Is that... So before we see her... What's her... I think it's the one who was against us for most of that expansion. And I cannot remember her name. Fordola? Fordola? Did I remember it? She was the one who teamed up with the guy who ended up being in a wheelchair, who Alphina was like really good friends with. I can't remember his name right now, but I think it's Fordola. No. I'm so wrong. Am I? Right? Yeah. I don't see her.
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
But Serena, the woman we helped, what are they called? They have like kind of the fishy looking scales on their bodies, on their faces, and ears. Serena. She's the woman we helped win the competition amongst all the tribes of that particular zone. That's not the voice I heard, though.
Cyrena.
Serena,
And you've
sorry.
brought company.
For
There she
battle
is.
and blood we come, as a step is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach.
Sadu, the... God, I made a point to remember what this race is called in this game. Like, I really tried. It's been so long since I've had to really flex that knowledge. But Auran, A-U-R-A-N, I believe. So this is similar kind of like little scales here and there, but this woman is like literally black skinned, like charcoal, but with blonde hair, like shocking. Not super duper ridiculously bright blonde, but like shockingly blonde for that skin. Blue eyes, has kind of horns from where the ears might be that protrude out a tiny bit, and then straight forward, and then curved toward the mouth. She was a bloodthirsty.
And now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy!
She was the bloodthirsty leader of one of the tribes that went against us. To her left is the other leader of I think there were only 3 tribes, and the other leader is to her left, like tall, Rogadan kind of looking body physique, but thinner, but tall, muscular, big, frickin' weird looking axe on his back.
Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
The lion man and 2 bunny females. Vieren, I believe?
And the Bosnian resistance.
Sorry. And probably behind those who would be the leaders, like the lion man and 2 bunny females. I might have to figure out the race of the lion people, what they're called, but probably more a contingent of them behind.
Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities. Which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire. I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused. Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy. But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders.
I think I skipped over 3 words in the previous block of text she had. She said, "So do we." And I think right after that she said, "So do we all," and I skipped "So do we all." So 4 words. Yeah. Sorry.
Gaius bloody Baelsar himself is working to help rebuild Wurlid, a nation he once conquered. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
I apologize. I need to pee. I'll be very quick. And then we'll continue. was hoping I could hold it, but it's better not to, generally. Here we go. Applauding, bowing, cheering.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garlund Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers.
Oh shoot. Maxima, the one who just spoke, was the guy who we talked to at the bottom of the stairs. It was like, hey, when you guys are ready to come up, come up. And then we talked to the guard and we got up. But he's the guy who is like Gaius's second-hand dude. I think it was Gaius that he's an Imperial defector. Whatever, here we go.
From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us, so it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed. Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
More cheers. More like, yeah! Fist pounding. Posturing. Etc. Hey, speaking to Y'shtola, to continue this, I guess it's just going to keep going. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Amalja and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climate of Ilsabard. I think I have been pronouncing it wrong the entire time. They would also likely prove tempting targets for abduction by the Telophoroi. All things considered, they can better aid the cause by bolstering our defenses in Eorzea, though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must distribute the warding scales to our comrades. Care to do the honors? Lucia first, because she's closest. Warding scales for the Ishgardian delegation, I take it. Hand over one. Or one stack, I don't know. Many thanks, these talismans may prove to be a deciding factor in the battles to come. I find myself conflicted by this foray into Garlemald, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard, only to throw in my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. And now I lead a mission to save the countrymen I betrayed. But that is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Emmerich. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and former ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Ishgard, Garlemald, and the world at large, I will lead us to victory. Lease? That a set of warning scales I spy. Not that I would know what they'd look like. Yes, these are not going to be good. Accents, sorry. Wow, look at these. Even a layman like me can tell they're bursting with ether. Oh, fuck, she's not like that. All the better to fend off the tempering waves? Is that the right term? Anyway, these will give us one less thing to worry about, which just leaves the other mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. Only one way to find out, eh? And nervous or not, I'd march through all 7 hells if it gave me a chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. Sicard. Oh, you've got something for us. I have 3 more after this? Goddamn. Ah, them scales everyone's been talking about. Pretty little things, ain't they? Reckon they'll be worth a gil or 2 when this is all over, but we'll hold on to them for now. And one more thing. I know what you're all thinking. Why didn't they send Einzar instead? Buggered if I know. All the Admiral and Captain Hilfir told me was they needed someone to help safeguard the future. And here I am. Can't say they haven't got a sense of humor. Of course, some of you might be wondering what good a pirate is on dry land, in the middle of the sodden snow of all places. Well, me and my crew will do whatever needs doing. So let's set sail, or however the saying goes on airships. Arun Senna. Yes. Hand over the scale. So these are the famed warding scales. Enough for me and my men, I see. I myself am especially grateful for this opportunity to visit distant lands. I wish to follow in the footsteps of Master Atoa and learn all there is to learn of this star we call home. Indeed, that is the primary reason I volunteered to join the expedition. To journey outside the Twelveswood, much less enter into Imperial territory, is a rare privilege afforded to a Pajal. Not that I'm tagging along to see the sights. The Garleans would benefit from my healing magics, as would our comrades, should fighting break out. Sirena. We heard it would be cold in Garlemald, so we came prepared. Hand over the scale. Oh, the talismans. We are to keep these close at all times, yes? I will see that no one misplaces theirs. Ah, and before I forget, I have a message from Hien. In distant lands, in times of strife, together stand, together fight, in darkness shines the light of life. I hope I have done his words justice. Doma, like much of Othard, has been plagued by the towers, yet while he could not be here, he wished to express his shared conviction. Hien and Ugiri labor without rest to unite the people, and with their aid will we keep the enemy at bay. And we of the Steppe and the Eastern Alliance will repay their efforts by ending this war. And Maxima, last. Do you have a warding skill for me too? Hand it over. Thank you for this, and for going to such incredible lengths for the sake of my people. Though I have little to offer in return, I would impart some advice, if I may. You have been told by many to wear the cold of Ilsobard, and I cannot stress enough that this is no token warning. I will be distributing specially made warming tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemist Guild, but understand that they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave the provisioning of said protection to your discretion. Now, let us proceed to the Alamegan Quarter. While you make your final preparations, I will have the pilots ready the airships. Cutscene starting? Yeah, no, everything's okay. I'm too low level to turn this in, so Paladin should be high enough, and that's where I want to put my experience points here. Alphino, cutscene, turn in. This is our last chance to make ready before we set forth. You needn't worry about Urian J and I. We still have what we wore in Garlemald before. Estinian claims to be quite warm and toasty beneath his armor, and since he spent a fair bit of time up north recently as well, I have no reason to doubt his words, says Thancred. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise, I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my liking, says Y'shtola. Hark! Is that this cry of scions in need of a tailor? Oh, It's probably Tataru. So, hark! Is that the cry of scions in need of a tailor I hear? That's bad, Tataru. It is Tataru, right? She waves from behind. But how? Says Alphino. It is. I have my ways. Oh yes, indeed. You thought you could sneak off to Ilsobard, Ilsobard without telling me. Ha! Nothing escapes my notice. She gives a little, like, one arm raised and one arm kind of out. Her signature pose. Now, you will wear these garments I've made for you, whether you like it or not. You never cease to amaze, says Graha. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. It's all the same. It's all in the name of fashion, rather the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I've never worn them myself? I mean, that's not the best logic, but whatever. Ah, I did have one other thing to share. Argmus, A-E-R-G-M as in Mary, H-U-S, who's that? And Bluomwida, again, who's that? B as in boy, L-U-O-M as in Mary, W-Y, W-Y, D as in dog, A. Have finally returned from assignments in faraway lands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events throughout Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlian? Oh, why not? You can keep Kryle company in the Baldessian Annex, says Y'shtola. Yes, we'd love to have you there, and I heard Argmus and Blumruda did a fine job carrying on in our stead while we were lying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we've nothing to worry about, says Alice. My thoughts exactly. Also, while I'm confident you won't go collapsing again, because a certain someone who shall remain nameless isn't in a position to transport your souls to another world, if anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I'll be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of, and then I'll make my way to Charlian. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you, other than pray for your safe return, which I will every day. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer, says Alphino. I give a fist pump. Here are your winter woolies, handcrafted by yours truly, says Tataru. Best of the best is complete. I get a North Sea coat, which is probably just a fashion thing from the looks of it. Definitely the only video I'm doing tonight. I did all right, but at the same time, no. I keep having thoughts of my welding experience and training, and like, why is this? Has this line always been up here when I've been full screen, and like, would not being full screen make it not there? It's so weird that full screen would put this line up there. I don't understand. Anyway, sorry. That is the end of the video. It's the end of the quest, Best of the Best. I think that's a reference to Men in Black 1, but I'm not entirely sure. Best of the best of the best of the best, with honor, sir. Yeah, I think it's Men in Black 1. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next time. With school being busy and all that stuff, it's hard to find the time to make all these videos, but I really like doing it. So I will continue as much as I can. I'll see you later.